Hi, my name is Emma Seligman, and I am the writer and director of Shiva Baby. I am a Jewish Canadian filmmaker. I'm from Toronto, and I went to NYU for film school, where I made Shiva Baby, the short film. That was my thesis there. And Shiva Baby is about a young woman, Danielle, who runs into both her ex-girlfriend and her sugar daddy at a Shiva with her family, and meets her sugar daddy's wife and baby. And I'd say just has to sort of confront different versions of herself that she's trying to hide from various people throughout the day.
Shiva Baby came out during a global pandemic. What has that experience been like for you?
It's been strange and surprising, and very hopeful and exciting. I think I went into the experience with pretty low expectations. We were supposed to premiere at South by Southwest. So right after South by was canceled, I assumed that this movie would just sort of sit on a shelf. So I think from that point forward, it was really exciting and surprising to see how many festivals adapted virtually. Because I didn't think that indie movies, and especially festival movies that hadn't come out yet, would have been able to succeed via this platform. I feel really lucky that now we get to sort of celebrate it in an environment where we can actually start to physically see each other, like my team and I, everyone who worked on the movie.
In addition to promoting the film, what else have you been up to during the pandemic?
I didn't really get into any specific hobbies here. I sort of finally caught up on TV shows I'd never seen. Like I watched all of Breaking Bad and Sopranos, and I'm a little bit of a basic bitch, I guess. I'm a little bit of a basic girl. I got into skincare and makeup. That was sort of my COVID journey. I definitely didn't learn how to cook or bake bread.
How much of Shiva Baby is autobiographical?
I never ran into my sugar daddy at a Shiva, but I'd say that the family and the community that's depicted in the film is inspired by my own, although no character is specifically one person. The mom is definitely not a direct depiction of my mother, and every line at the Shiva was pulled from something I'd heard at a family event. So that part was pretty accurate.
Danielle is bisexual, and her sexuality is constantly downplayed. Is that something you experienced when you came out?
I think specifically for women, for whatever reason, if you're bi or pan, or just sexually fluid, however you identify, your sexuality can be seen as just really promiscuous and experimental. There we go. And then for whatever reason, if you're a guy, who's bi, you're just seen as gay and you haven't fully come out yet. I don't know why that's how it works. But yeah, I took from my experience. I mean, my parents are now incredibly accepting and understanding. We've finally gotten there where they do fully really understand what sexual fluidity means, for me at least. But yeah, I definitely experienced that sort of downplaying for sure.
We haven't seen a ton of bisexual or pansexual characters on screen, but I'm wondering if you can think of one or two of your favorites.
I think my favorites growing up, which I feel grateful for, were all on television. I think the OC had Misha Barton's character Marissa, and then Alex, who was played by Olivia Wilde. That was the first time I ever saw bi characters, and they weren't judged, or it wasn't an issue, and there wasn't even like a coming out process. It was just there, which I think is pretty cool. Looking back, I'm like, good on you, the OC. To think of a bisexual character in film, I think of Heartbeats, Xavier Dolan's movie. That was the first time I think in film where I was like, this is a bi character, because it was so set up that way, where it was like two best friends, like a guy and a girl fighting over a bi guy. For a while, Kissing Jessica Stein was my favorite bi film, but it's not really about a bisexual character. It's about a straight woman experimenting and then just realizing she's straight, which is great, which is also cool. But I think, Heartbeats is my favorite film with a bisexual character at the center of it, for sure.
How strong is your gaydar?
Weak, really weak. I don't know. Sometimes I think everyone's gay. That's sort of my gaydar. It's either everyone's gay or no one's gay. And by gay, I just mean queer. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes I'm just like everyone's like on the spectrum, you know. But then that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't help me sort of identify who's out.